Want to know a gift that doesn't suck?
Yeah!
Look, I know. Everybody says make one that is handmade, but I don't know about you, but I just jump straight to a handwritten card. I may be bad at making cards, but I just get aw, that's nice. Look, I'm a woodworker. Kind of. I want to make something that will actually get used and not thrown in the trash in a week. If this sounds like you, stay tuned as I show you how I made my fiance a DIY bath table that she'll actually use. Alright, so first things first, I'm heading to grab out some wood, and if you didn't know, you always want to let your wood dry and acclimate to your shop. This helps prevent warping and a bunch of other issues down the road. So now I'm going ahead and squaring off the end of the board and marking 29 inches. That's the measurement for my bathtub. Of course, yours might be totally different, so adjust based on your own setup. Next, I'm moving over to the table saw. I'm using a setup block to dial in on a perfect 1 inch. If you've never used setup blocks before, they make it way easier to get an exact measurement without constantly pulling out a tape measure. My table saw fence isn't the best, so this actually saves me a lot of headache. So now that I've raised up the blade just higher than the 2x4, I'm going to start ripping it down into 1 inch strips. These end up being 1.5 by 1 by 29 inch cuts. And hey, if you've made it this far into the video, I hope you're enjoying the project. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel, and it really helps me keep motivated to make more videos like this. So now I'm going to lay out the boards and kind of figure out the orientation I want for the glue up. So a little tip, get your pipes and pipe clamps from either Amazon or Harbor Freight. In my experience, they're the cheapest route, and they work pretty well because they're pipe clamps. So now I'm going to just start gluing up these boards. This is really the exact same process of a cutting board if you've ever done one of those. So if you didn't know, when you tighten clamps, don't overdo it. It's very easy to do, but you can actually over tighten and cause the whole board to cup. So now I'm going to add a bunch of clamps to the ends between the boards. This will help ensure that everything is aligned and makes sanding much easier in the future. Now I'm just going to go ahead and wipe off the excess, which will also make sanding easier in the future. So if you didn't know, there is actually a sweet spot for scraping off glue. It's usually about the 4 to 5 hour mark. It peels right off with the scraper, and you don't really need a planer or a ton of sanding. Unfortunately, I let mine sit a little too long this time, but ideally you'd want to get it in that window. So this is actually a trick I learned from watching Bourbon Moth. When you're working with multiple pieces of board and trying to get a perfect square rectangle, what you want to do is you want to cut your boards long, glue them up, and then square them off on the final piece. It is way easier than fighting with a perfect glue up. And now, everyone's favorite part, sanding. And like I've said before, don't use cheap sandpaper. The time you save and the finish you get is worth spending a little extra. Get yourself some 3N sandpaper and thank me later. I love chamfer bits. I put chamfers on almost everything because it gives such a clean and professional look with such little effort. With that being said, router bits can get very expensive, upwards of $50 at Lowe's or Home Depot. I personally just got mine off Amazon. You can also check out Harbor Freight and they have really affordable router bits. For this project, I decided to go with a natural look instead of stain. I know that drives some people absolutely crazy, but honestly, I just felt like the raw pine looked better for this piece. I mean, it is my project, so I just went with it. So, these things. I found these little painting pyramids. They're great for cabinet doors, but they're also perfect for staining or painting projects like this. I used to set everything on 2x4s, so these were a huge upgrade. And here it is, the final bath table I made for my fiance. She's excited to try it out and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to hit that like button.